Okay, rig rundown, 2020, everything off. Let's start with the signal chain. So we have the Go-Go tuner, big screen, pretty accurate. I'm in G standard here on my baritone to cover both the bass range and the guitar range here. So excuse me while I just really hone this in. After this is the Veilton OC10, which is a Boss OC2 clone, and analog octave down and 2 octaves down. Really thickens up the bottom end. I love the analog octave sound. Chose this over a lot of other digital octave sounds. It's great. From there we go into the Sentry, into the input. I don't know what I thought you would get from that. It's a noise gate. That's all it does. From the send of the Sentry we go into the volume pedal here. It does what volume pedals do. This one's pretty cool. It's got a magnet for a potentiometer, so you don't get any scratchy pots over time. It's pretty big. It's all aluminum, pretty strong, sturdy, solid, pretty inexpensive too. CNZ Audio AVP1. It requires power. It's not a passive pedal, but it keeps the tone intact. It's perfect. It's a great volume pedal for not a lot of money. Highly recommend it. From there we go into this Moski Silver Horse. Slight boost, little bit of dirt on it. This spot sometimes is taken up by a compressor or a Tube Screamer clone. This one's a Klon clone. It works great on a whole range of instruments. Doesn't lose any bass from baritones or bass guitars. And just is a perfect little boost. Tightens up everything after it. Adds just that little bit of color. Then we have the Attack Decay, which is a pedal that does a lot of different things. I have it set up to do kind of the polyphonic swell stuff, which you heard at the beginning. Some other presets I have in this. I think that one's just a straight up boost. Yeah, which is a nice thing to have. It's louder than the Moski. And paired together, you get even more grit. After that, kind of a choppy tremolo type thing, which is really cool. Gets a little bit glitchy because it's based on the input of your guitar. Really cool effect. And then I think 3 is just a fuzz. Yep, because there's a big muff in this thing, and it's great. Then we go into the bone shaker. Distortion, that's meant for baritones and basses. Works okay on regular 6 strings too. Tightens up with this overdrive too. Sometimes there's a Mojo Mojo there instead, which is a nice overdrive. It's a little bit muddy. Really need to crank the treble on the Mojo Mojo to get anything usable out of it, but it's a really warm, full kind of overdrive sound that's hard to get otherwise. It really does well with lower end instruments too. Doesn't lose any bass. In fact, kind of boosts it if you want it to. Very cool overdrive. So sometimes the Mojo Mojo will be here instead of the bone shaker, but right now I have the bone shaker. Next is the 3904. Single knob fuzz from Dirty Haggard. This thing always sounds perfect, even with just the one knob, throughout the entire range of every instrument. I have the volume knob pretty low because I'm not looking to boost my signal too much louder than it is naturally. But yeah, sometimes a DoD Carcosa takes that spot, but for now the 3904 is in there. After that is the Joyo American Sound, which is my amp. Right now set up pretty clean, but it's a pretty important pedal for me because not too big of a difference there. You can hear it kind of sweetens the sound a bit, but you really hear it if you try to use distortion without it. So this is distortion with it on. This is distortion without it. Really not good. So yeah. Sometimes I have a California sound there instead, which is the Mesa Boogie type pedal. This is the Fender-ish one. Both are great. Both have a ton of sounds in them, all of them usable. Really cool pedals, really inexpensive. It is my direct into a PA solution, and it works great. From there we go back into the Return of the Century, and then out to my Donner Yellowfall, which is a delay. Come on. Set up for a kind of slapback. It's an analog delay with analog in quotes. I think there's actually a digital chip in there to kind of emulate the analog sound, but other than that chip, it's all analog, and it's a great, sturdy, cheap little delay pedal that I cannot recommend enough. From there we go into the Nautila. Currently set up to be a flanger, flanger, flanger. Don't know how y'all say it, but that's how I say it. I say it all three ways because I don't have the right way in my mind. This flanger is set up to be a little bit subtle, kind of quiet, but as soon as you add gain to it, you get that kind of motion to it, which is nice. It also has the ramp function. So if you want it to get wibbly wobbly, you just hold it down, wait for the light to change, and you can go. From there we have this 10-band EQ, also from Donner. Right now set up to kind of turn down some low mids and turn up the lows to tighten up some bass line type stuff. So Fantastic pedal to have for any setup. Right now I'm really using it mostly to enhance the low end of a baritone or a bass 6. From there, it seems like the tremolo would be next, but really we go into the Atlantic, which is a wonderful, beautiful ambient machine. Reverb on one side and tap tempo delay on the other. The hold on the Hall side is my favorite, and the Hall algorithm is my favorite for the reverb. I jump around on the delay side a bit. Right now I have it set to the middle position, the 60s, which I think is the tape delay. All of the delays sound great. Yeah. From there we go into the Moore Trelicopter, which is a tremolo. I have that last because I've learned that a tremolo after reverb and delay keeps the tremolo flavor all the time, where if you put it before any of those, you kind of lose it in the reverb and delay, and it's a subtle enough effect, but an important enough one that you don't want to lose it behind reverb. Yeah. Then I have my looper, which is a looper. It lets you record loops. Yeah, great fun.